Hello everybody, I am Samuel15 the Dragon Tamer today, and welcome to Pokemon TCG Online Mad Dragon Wednesday, where each and every single week we take a look at an interesting deck involving the Dragon typing, play a game or two with it, give it a whirl, see if it's good or not. Most of the time it's not going to be all that competitive, most of the time it's just going to be a nice fun deck, and other times, like this time, it might actually be somewhat decent. You may be able to win a league challenge with it, but for the most part, don't get your hopes up. This is actually a deck that I've been thinking of since like the day Flygon, the information for Flygon was revealed. And because today's deck will be revolving around Flygon and Seismitoad, a deck that I affectionately call Flying Toad. I thought this card was really good at the moment and underrated at the moment it came out, and I still think it is. Its ability is Sandflap. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may choose either player. That player shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck. Now, some people think that drawing 4 cards, shuffling your hand and drawing 4 cards is not that good, and that maybe it would be decent if you were drawing 5 or 6 cards. And some people think that it would be better if your opponent would be drawing only 2 or 3 cards. Now, I like this because it's very flexible. You could be drawing 4 cards, or your opponent could be drawing 4 cards. Say if you have a very bad hand, you can shuffle your hand and draw 4 cards. Say if your opponent has a very good hand, who's like 7 or 8 cards in their hand, you can shuffle their hand into the deck and make them draw only 4 cards. And that's why I feel like Flygon's very flexible. It's very versatile, and I do like it a lot. We will not be using its attack at all. It's not a horrible attack, but it's not an attack we'll be using with this deck. Sandsim, 80 for grass fighting, and colors in the defending Pokemon cannot retreat during your opponent's turn. It's not horrible. For 80, for Balsavan does 100, but we're not be using this attack at all in this deck. Another thing the other stats I like about it is that it's 140 HP and has 1 retreat cost. Now the downfalls to this Pokemon. It's a stage 2. That's the biggest downfall to it, and it's kind of weak to Fairy. We don't like that. Stage 2, we'd rather this be a stage 1, but I feel like it balances out so you can decide whether or not you really want to play Flygon or Slurpuff. Slurpuff usually play a 4-4 line. For this, we're playing a 3-3 line, and that's essentially 9 spots. Slurpuff takes 8, so maybe you can just take out the 4-4 line and just put it in a 3-3-3 line and just take out something else as well. That's what we're doing for this deck. You could also play a 2 Vibrava, 2 Rare Candy, but I think this takes less spots, and you're not always going to want to use Flygon ASAP. And plus, you need 2 things to get a Flygon in play, and I think that's not always the best. Sometimes you don't need a Flygon ASAP, and you can kind of wait a turn or 2 to get Flygon out. So the strategy for this deck is just Quaking Punch turn after turn after turn while using all these great items and supporters, and at the same time making sure our opponent's hands are small as well, and ours is decent. Now, in theory, you would like to get a Flygon or 2, maybe 3 Flygons out. It's really nice having 3 Flygons out, so you can basically say, no, you only have 4 cards, and I can get 2 or 3 of Sandflaps to decide whether or not I like the hand or not. Now, as for the other stuff in this deck and its previous fall forms, as for what Trampinch you should use, I feel like you should use this one. This one has a Hans Hammer as an attack, or Crushing Hammer as an attack, my bad. Flip a coin, it has discard energy attached to the defending Pokemon. This is the only good Trampinch that has each Trampinch only has 1 retreat cost and 60 HP, but this one I think is better because of that attack. The other attack that you can use in this deck is for double colors to hit, it does 10 damage. It's not very good. Another thing I like about it is its weakness resistance. It's weak to water and has 20 resistance to lightning. Now, why is this important? Because the other 2 Trampinch are weak to grass, and Seismitoad is also weak to grass. So we don't want to give this deck one weakness. No, we don't want that at all. Skrelp, there's only one Skrelp, and we have a 1/1 Drug Algae line because Poison Berry is pretty good. And why not? It's Mad Dragon Wednesday, dang it. The other Vibrava for this, there's several Vibravas you could use. The ones from Boundaries Crossed. You can't attack with that thing in the deck. Each of them also have only 80 HP and 1 retreat cost, so it doesn't really matter in the end. This one I think is the best one because Sand Attack does 20, and if your opponent tries to attack, flip a coin. I like that because, you know, if you somehow stuck with Vibrava, you can actually attack with it, which is what I like. For the items, we have 2 Crushing Hammer, 1 Enhanced Hammer, 3 Hypnotoxic Laser. Maybe you want to have more, maybe some more of these weird items, but you know, we have ways of getting them back, as you'll see later. We play Computer Search to get our all-important DCE out, turn 1, so we can start Quaking Punching ASAP as well. We have 2 Switch because Seismitoad has a really bad retreat cost for the 3. Everything else has a retreat cost of 1, which is nice. Even, yeah, everything has a retreat cost of 1, which is really nice. But other than that, that's what we play that for. We have play 3 Ultra Ball, so we can search our Pokemon Repeat Ball if we ever need another Seismitoad or another Trapinch, Vibrava, or Flygon. We play duplicates of every Pokemon with the exception of the Dragalge line. 3 VS Seeker to get our many supporters back. We play 2 Colress, 2 Lysander, 1 Lysander's trump card to get all magnificent items back and our DC back and everything else back. Soon Flare Gun to discard stuff, and same thing with Zero Sick, just Disruption supporters. Teammates if we need to get some stuff after one Pokemon is knocked out. Center Lady, I really do like this in the deck. Says if you are poisoned, you can just heal it off with Center Lady. And if you need to survive another turn with Seismitoad for one reason or another, you can just do that. And we only play, we don't play in the end. We just play for Professor Sycamore. Now some may say this is bad, I like it, so you can just draw through your deck very quickly. You don't really need end too much. Maybe it would be good in the deck so you can end your opponent. You could use an end, then just use Sandpipe after, so kind of like a red card effect right after an end. It's really nice. You may want to play an end instead, or something like that, or maybe you could take out one of these supporters and play 4th VS Seeker and take out the Colors and put in 2 random receivers so you can help search for your Sycamores or other supporters or something like that. We played 2 Float Stomp. This is optional, but I do like it, so we can just slap it onto a Flygon and just have a retreat once our Toad is knocked out, so we can have opportunities to draw into more Toads. 3 Muscle Band, 2 Head Ringer, just to annoy your opponent. The 3 Water Energy is optional. You could just play this, not play it at all. Some people have decided just to play 2 Fire and a Victini instead, but I just don't like Victini. I think it's too easily one-shot by Genesect. It's not really the best counter to Genesect in my opinion. I just don't like it too much. The only way I think it's good if you play like a Victory Piece instead of as your A-Spec. Though I don't think it's really that good to put all those spaces to the Seismitoad, to the Rising Genesect Mirror Match. Granted, Jason Kozinski did it this past regionals and went 8-0-1 in the Swiss round, so maybe it is good. Maybe it is. So yeah, and that's the deck. And let's play a game with it. See if we can do well with it or not. Now, is this deck better than Slurpuff Seismitoad? I think Flygon gives you an interesting choice, but I do think in the end Slurpuff may actually be better. Because it is a stage 1, it's easier to draw into. It's more consistent, to be honest. But I do like the Flygon in this deck. Not even gonna lie, I do like that. It's optional though, so it's completely up to you whether or not you want to play Seismitoad or not. If you do decide to play Seismitoad, Flygon, let me know. how well you did. Another thing, if you decide to play Seismitoad Flygon at this upcoming Florida Regionals, please let me know. I'd be very curious to see how well that did. You don't have to play this deck, but this exact list. But if you do plan on playing it, let me know. I'm very curious to see how well this deck will do in the future. You can decide against it, but you don't have to play this deck, anyone. But I do like this deck a lot. I don't get any supporters, which is not too surprising since I only do play 4 Sycamore. Maybe you should also play, oh, that's game. Okay, yeah, we're gonna play another game with this. Obviously, facing its power is a good matchup for you, and so another good matchup this deck has, of course, just being Seismitoad in general, is Donphan. That's a pretty good matchup as well. I have the advantage this time around. I think this might be a Mega Manetric deck. I could be wrong, but this is what it seems like to me. Push my opponent good luck, because that's how I operate. So, looks like I will be going first. Once again, I don't have any supporters. Yeah, maybe I should play N in here after all. This deck obviously needs some work. Not even gonna lie. This deck does need work. I'm gonna just put the Headringer right there. Yes, I'm gonna Colress for 2. That's the 2 I want. Yay! I can't attack my first turn, unfortunately. But it's fine. My opponent gets 1 turn of items before I decide to go ham. Seems to be I'd be facing some kind of random water deck. My opponent was able to do 60 to me. That's not nice. Trip pinch. Hypnotoxic Laser just knocked that thing out now. My opponent's off to a very bad start already. I like this. I like it a lot. Quaking Punch. I'm not going to put the DC on. I'll just wait until another later. Until I get a Ultra Ball or something. Yay! Or Repeat Ball. Repeat Ball would have been nice just to go, yeah, I want another Seismitoad. Opponent just taps down the Dene and passes. That's how you know it's bad. I'm just gonna grab that thing because my opponent probably would want attacking for the most part with that. That's what I would assume anyway. I'm gonna hold on to this Ultra Ball for now, honestly. Gonna do 50. The reason I'm gonna hold on to it is so I can use Flygon the following turn. That's the idea behind that. My opponent decides to just put 1 energy there, and look, I get a Flygon. Wow, that's nice. I'm gonna get rid of. I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm gonna get rid of my. What do I get rid of here? That's the thing. I think I'm gonna get rid of my Hand Slammer. If I always need it later, I can just get that thing later. I'm gonna get the Skrelp now. Actually, I think. No. Ooh, I only have 2. I apparently have a few Seismitoad prize, so I'm just gonna get that thing now. Put that there. And Sandflap. I'm gonna use it on me, of course, because my opponent's dead wrong and I want to give him a fresh hand. Put the Skrelp down, Sycamore. This is the power of Flygon. So this is why I think Flygon is good. But this is just my opinion. It is a bit clunky, and I do think it's a bit work, and we're facing against a deck that is honestly not very good. So that's that. Do I have any supporters I want to get back? Do I really have anything I want to get back? I don't really want to discard this. I don't want to bring up anything. I don't want to Colress. Do I want to Colress? No, not yet. I think I'm just going to Sandflap here. Me. I really don't want to do anything. Do I really want a trump card here? No, not really. Put that there. Yeah, I really don't need anything. Suppose having another laser would be nice. I was kind of really wanting to get a laser there, for obvious reasons. Uh-oh. Opponent top decks a Tidal Storm. Oh, not Tidal Storm, but Rough Seas. Opponent decides to just bring that thing up so it is not in danger of getting knocked out right away. That's probably the smarter play. Do I really want my islands back? No, I do not. I don't want anything here. Me. I'd like to get another trip pinch out. I think I'll just heal here, even though I didn't need to do that. I could also use Rough Seas. I forgot about that. Yeah, don't forget you can also use Rough Seas, people. So that also benefits from this, so yeah. And another thing about this deck, it's a very slow deck. Opponent decides just to heal damage off. I really want to get rid of that stadium as soon as I can. I really do. Sand flap now. The reason why I don't use repeat ball because it would just get stuff I don't really need. Crushing hammer. Crushing hammer. Let's see what's in this card now. 2 Sycamore, Via Seeker, Colress. So I was gonna use this again. I'm not drawing into my poison stuff like I would want to. Opponent decides not to put down the Rough Seas. I don't know why my opponent would do that. I really don't understand why my opponent would not put down the Rough Seas. He would benefit greatly from doing that. Maybe he just decided not to. I don't understand why he wouldn't do that, but that's fine, I guess. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Do I want to send that thing up and draw a fresh 4? I think I just want to sand flap here. Me. Put the second head ringer there. Colress for 6. See if I can get a laser. I do not. Get rid of that and switch for a trip pinch. So, some reason I was not drawing into them. I do not know how. Get another trip pinch out. Quaking punch for 50. And you can see how this is really good. Again we're just playing against a random Articuno deck. So maybe this is not the best example of what this deck can do. I don't know why my opponent would do that. I think my opponent should have grabbed up the other one. Maybe my opponent realizes, oh wait, he has a muscle band on there. And as soon as he thinks that, I draw into that. Sucks to suck, I guess. I'm gonna Sycamore here. I am starting to run out of stuff. I just want to point that out. I don't really want to put this DCE anywhere. I don't really want to put a floatstone anywhere. So I'm just going to sand flap myself. I'm going to flap myself so I don't really deck out too easily. I'm going to hold on to this stuff and just Quaking Punch. I could have actually gone for the knockout there. But you normally don't want to do that right away unless you're like trying to clean up. Just something for the future. My opponent Colress. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Alright, I'm gonna ultra. Wait, how many Bravo have I gotten rid of so far? Gonna get rid of this stuff. Because I'm going to. Yep, I don't have that. I'm going to just. Yeah. Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should have waited until after. Maybe I should have used Sand Flat before, so I can get my opponent just stuffy junk stuff. Now I'm gonna like give him a bunch of stuff back, but at the same time he has a bunch of items in there now that he cannot use. Which is the point. I'm gonna Sand Flat myself first. Me first. Me first. And then I'm gonna Sand Flat my opponent next. My opponent. So he has a very small hand. I'm going to laser here. Actually, I'm going to Crushing Hammer first. Yes. Get rid of the DCE. Laser here. Maybe we should have waited until later. Actually, this works out perfectly fine. Going up to 80, going into my turn. This will be knocked out. So I do have a chance to clean up here. But my opponent also puts down a Seismitoad. Double Seismitoads is actually one of the most annoying things in the world. I want to point that out right now. I want to Sand Flat first so I can see if I can maybe get the game here. No, I can't get game here. I really can't. The best that really could happen here is honestly, what is the best that could happen here, I guess? I'm just gonna laser here. Put some poison damage there. Actually, I can knock this thing out, but my opponent will be able to have private stuff. I'm just gonna Sand Flap again. I could Sycamore here, but I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm just gonna Quaking Punch here. I could have gone for the knockout there, but I decided against it. I can get the knockout later. No need to rush it. I can just do a nice, slow, and steady pace. My opponent gets poisoned again. My opponent's still poisoned. Can't really do anything. Head Ringer to there. Don't want my opponent getting anything like that. Is there anything? I gotta switch here just so I don't use my good Seismitoad does not get damaged too much. Yeah, really, that's all I'm gonna do, I guess. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to hope for here. I guess I'm just kind of shuffling my hand, I guess. Yeah, I don't really need to do anything. Just Quaking Punch. Could have maybe sat on the hand. Alright, my opponent has a fresh chance to attack me here. My opponent decides to send up Suicune. If my opponent does end me here, there's no point. I have an end immunity really well. I have game though. I really do have game. Actually, should have probably waited. Should not have retreated. But that's fine, I guess. That's fine. I'm just gonna do. Actually, I can just get a switch here. Get rid. Yeah. That and that for switch. Come search for a switch. We got that. And switch. Evolve. Hammer. Lysandra. Sand Flat me. Sand Flat my opponent. Get rid of that big hand. And Grenade Hammer for the knockout. And where do I want to put this 30 damage here? Guess it really doesn't matter, but I'll put it on the Flygons. And I get the game. Yeah, that was against a random Articuno deck, true. It's not a really good deck. It's not a really competitive deck. You saw against a Pyro deck, we kind of just steamrolled that. Maybe this is not the best example of what this deck can do, but you can saw to a certain degree what this deck can do, and I hope that it was enough. we've faced SED-12, SED-12. He's playing an Articuno deck of sorts. Hopefully this gave you a good idea of what this deck can do, what it can't do, what its faults are. I really do like this deck personally. Maybe it's not the best deck in the world, but I hope this deck was entertaining to watch. So please like, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and maybe if you want to watch more content from me. So until then, please like, subscribe, all that silly stuff, and I'll see you guys on next time.